The missile broke up after just a few moments, but how should the United States respond to this latest provocation? Let's bring in Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger to react to this and other things this morning. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us this morning and, of course, for your service. So you got another missile test from North Korea. You know, senators have been briefed. It feels like it's ratcheting up. Where does this go from here?
Well, look, this is where you make a call to China and you say, hey, look, this is what we're talking about. This is going to continue. Every test that North Korea does, they learn from their failures so they can fix whatever went wrong, so that whatever goes wrong next, they can fix that at the next test, and eventually they're going to have a system that's deliverable and works.
Sure.
So I think it's important to make that point to China. And, you know, look, you see some folks that are out there, actually, frankly, the left. I saw somebody who was asked about this on a different network, and his immediate response was not to condemn Kim Jong-un, it was to go after President Trump's rhetoric. Now, let me say this. This is the first time in 8 or 9 years that we're really hearing anything about North Korea, not because President Trump is trying to, start a new war, but because this is a problem that has been ignored about rhetorically in the last administration, and President Trump realizes the problem it is and knows that you have to have a credible military threat and a military option to make the diplomatic instrument of power actually work.
Well, Congressman, it appears the American people agree with him. A new Fox News poll just out recently says that 53% of the American people favor taking military action to stop their nuclear weapons program. And the American people are not opposed to the idea that if it takes military force, we'll do it. So is that, do you believe that if it comes to it, if we realize they're on the precipice, that we're going to have to act?
Yeah, I mean, God forbid we get to that point. As you know very well, Pete, it would be a very bloody war. There would be a lot of casualties, including American casualties. So the next to worst case scenario is U.S. having to take military action either by ourselves or with our allies. But the absolute worst case scenario is North Korea nuclear warheads to an intercontinental ballistic missile. North Korea right now, in a nuclear sense, is exactly where we did a whole flawed, as it may be, a whole nuclear deal in Iran to prevent Iran from getting to this point. So this is very serious right now.
Well, and if you have an America first foreign policy, you got to protect our country first, and if they can reach us with a missile, that's a bad deal. But I've got to turn back here at home, Congressman, on the effort to repeal and replace Obamacare. It didn't happen, as you know. There's another attempt to do so. You were very critical of the Freedom Caucus at the time when it didn't go through. It appears they're working with the Trump administration now to get to a bill, to get to yes. Do you feel like Congress can finally get it done here?
I think we can. This is, look, we have to. There's all kinds of talk about, President's first 100 days, and I think he's done actually a lot in his first 100 days, but what hasn't happened is Congress moving ahead. I mean, we have a hard time, and we have to learn this as a Republican family. We spend a lot of time sniping at each other. I do the same thing sometimes, too. Like when the health care bill failed, I was very critical of the House Freedom Caucus. But we've got to learn to get to yes, to govern together. And so a lot of us are taking this weekend to look at the latest iteration of what this health care bill is. There may be even some more changes. We need to get this thing passed, get it over to the Senate, let people, that have talked over at the Senate and been critical of the House, let them make it perfect, and let's get this done. It was promised for a very long time, not just by President
All right, so you think this week, you would anticipate after your reading of this current version, it could get passed?
I don't know about this week. Look, it took 17 months for the Democrats to do it. I think we need to do this right. This is a sixth of the economy. If it's this week, great, but let's just get it done when it's right. With
the right product, regardless of the time, is what I'm hearing from your message. Congressman Adam Kinzinger, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
You bet.
You got it. All right, President.